Hello Fusion 360 people. What I want to show you here is how to work with either uploaded data or how to create a new design and import some scan data to use in Fusion 360. So to upload data, you'll start in your data panel, set your current or active project, and click the upload button. And what I want to do is I'll select files from my hard drive. And I have an inventor part that I'm going to upload, but if I hit the drop down here, you can see you've got several different CAD formats that you can upload to Fusion 360. So once I pick the file, I'll set the project that this is going to and click upload. And your upload dialog will display. This shows your progress for the upload. So this gets uploaded to A360, then converted to a Fusion 360 design. And I can close this dialog and continue working in Fusion, and you can see you can monitor your progress down in the data panel. And I've already done this once, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this cylinder base that was imported previously. So I'll go ahead and open that. And this is a 3D design, so you can see it'll be imported as a solid model. Uploaded files are created as direct models in Fusion 360, so it's not going to track the timeline or the history, but I can right-click and turn the timeline on if I do want to capture that history as I make changes. So let's make some quick modifications here. I'm going to go to the model space. Since this is a solid, use press pull to change the diameter of the holes. I also am going to go ahead and move, and maybe these holes aren't in quite the right position, so I'm going to move faces, pick the two holes, and just drag those to a different spot. So you can see you can make some changes to the solid geometry after it's imported. And then I'll go ahead and save this. So this becomes a new version in A360. I'm going to give it a comment here so that the next person knows what I did. And we're done. So that's how you can work with uploaded and imported data. I have some mesh data I want to use too. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new design. So I've got a blank canvas here. And to use mesh data, you need to be in the Sculpt workspace. So I'm going to create form. That puts a form operation in my timeline, and I'm added to the Sculpt workspace. So I'm going to go to Insert Mesh, and you can see I can bring in an OBJ or an STL file. So I'll select my file, click Open. I'd set my units, and when I click OK, that mesh is inserted into the active design. So this was a scan of a rough clay model of a computer mouse. And there's a few things I can do. There is a convert command. So I can select convert, set it to mesh, pick the body, and tell it to convert this to a T-spline. And what this will tell me is there's a lot of triangles. That means a lot of T-spline faces will be created. This will be very complex and hard to work with. So this is not what I want to do. I'm going to cancel there. And instead what I'm going to do is create some new T-spline geometry and then use the mesh to snap the T-spline vertices to that. I'm going to create my box, and I'm going to make it a size that fully encompasses that mesh data. And let's drag it out. Right, so let's rotate around. Yep, that looks good. And click OK, and oops, I forgot. I need more faces than that. So I'm going to undo, Control Z. Let's create that box again. So same thing. I want it bigger than the mesh. Let's rotate around, and we'll change the size this way. And instead of the 2 by 2 by 2, I need 4 faces on each side. So you want to manage the number of faces you have. Gives you more control, but is also more data to work with. And now I'll use the pull command. This will let me then window my T-spline vertices, and it snaps them to the mesh data. I'm going to change this setting here, and we'll click OK. I'll turn off my mesh body, and you can see now I have a nice T-spline body created around that mesh, or wrapped around that mesh import. So now I can use the sculpt commands to make some changes to this body, or I'm going to go ahead and click Finish Form. That takes me out of sculpt back to model, and this is where I can create some manufacturing features if I need to split this into two bodies, add holes or ribs. And I'm going to save, and this is the first time I've saved this, so I'll give it a name, tell it the project to put it in, and that saves my design. So now I can go to the data panel. You can see the mouse is there, and in a few seconds the thumbnail will update in the panel. And so those are two ways that you can work with uploaded or imported data in Fusion 360.